Picture this. It's late into second prep. Your eyes are tired and your brain absolutely fried. And that assignment Sermon gave you 2 days ago, well, it's still a lonely blank page staring back at you. Sounds familiar, right? Like half the class, you too are tempted into calling the big guns. You ask your house staff for permission to use the laptop, you open up ChatGPT, you type it in. Write me a descriptive essay on the topic chicken biryani. Be creative and make it seem as if I wrote it so my teacher doesn't get suspicious. You hit enter, and in just 5 seconds, boom, words march across the screen in perfect formation. Clean, coherent, and complete. Kind of like magic. But here's the thing, that's not magic, that's the AI monster. A little green guy living in giant servers, pointy teeth, little horns on top, typing faster than us all combined. Every time you click generate, he gulps down electricity like it's an energy drink, slurps down water like it's Ruafza in June. And after all that, burps out carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. All of this just because we wanted faster answers to easier questions. And you know what? It's not completely our fault. You see, the cost of that one click, the damage, pardon, the environmental damage that goes into running, training, and scaling AI, well, it's invisible to most of us. But it is real, it is growing, and it is ours to face. Respected principal, esteemed faculty members, and fellow cadets, a very good morning. It's a privilege to have the floor today and to speak on a topic that concerns not just technology but our collective future. Let me be clear, I'm not here to stand against AI, I'm here to understand it, not merely as a tool of convenience but as something with real, tangible consequences. Because if AI is going to define our future, we need to examine its impact on the present now. Today we'll move through our talk in this order. Defining AI, the environmental cost of AI as a solution, and call to action. Artificial intelligence is not the first major breakthrough in human history. It's a part of a long chain of inventions that reshaped how we live, how we work, how we even think. However, every progress has its own price tag. Take the combustion engine. It made travel easier, but pumped carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The internet connected the world, but opened doors to privacy breaches, misinformation, and even cyber threats. The light bulb, telephone, aeroplane, nuclear energy, pesticides, antibiotics, microchips, the list goes on. And today, artificial intelligence becomes the latest addition to that long list, promising progress, yet bringing challenges we're only beginning to grasp. To truly understand the weight of what we're dealing with today, we need to zoom out, way out, starting with the very definition of artificial intelligence. According to the Oxford Dictionary, artificial intelligence is the theory and development of computer systems to be able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence such as speech recognition, visual perception, decision making, and translation between languages. Phew, what a mouthful. In simple layman terms, it's basically when computers think like humans. We often think of AI like it's abstract, a cloud, a magic box, but it's actually made of big, loud computers that live in giant buildings called data centers. These buildings are the size of entire football fields, packed with thousands of processors. They work super fast and can create text, images, and sounds in seconds. Every prompt we type, whether it's why didn't I become the wing commander, or how to get slim without any exercise, and by also eating fast food, makes those computers start working hard. They run hundreds of thousands of calculations in milliseconds, and the chips they use, can consume as much electricity as an entire home. And there are thousands of them running at once. All that power comes from the grid, and sadly, most grids still rely on coal or gas. These ships also generate intense heat, and to avoid catastrophic failure, giant fans or water cooling systems kick in to keep them from overheating. Some centers use millions of gallons of water a day. That heat and water is released into the environment, often without much regulation. According to the International Energy Agency, data centers around the globe used over 460 terawatt hours of electricity in 2022 alone. That's nearly 2% of all human electricity consumption, more than, more than countries like Sweden or Argentina use in a single year. So, while AI feels weightless on your screen, it has a carbon footprint and a water signature larger than most people realize. We're not just generating answers, we're generating emissions every single time. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Large language models like GPT-4, Grok, or Google Gemini aren't just smart. They train on datasets of hundreds of billions of words, running weeks of non-stop computation across thousands of processors. Training GPT-3 alone released over 550 metric tons of carbon dioxide. That's like flying 550 people from New York to London or charging 57 million smartphones. Here's a picture of our beloved star of Nasrullah. Handsome, isn't he? And here's the same picture transformed into Studio Ghibli art. Now, did you know that generating one Ghibli style image consumes about 0.01 to 0.29 kilowatt hours of electricity, roughly equivalent to charging your phone or running a small appliance for a while. Sounds small, right? But here's the catch. OpenAI Studio Ghibli art feature has been used to create over 700 million images. Even at the low end, that's 7 million kilowatt hours of electricity, enough to power thousands of homes for a year. And in carbon terms, between 3,500 and 35,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide. That's like driving a car for 3 million kilometers straight, or taking 75 round trips of planet Earth. All that for just one viral trend. Fun fact, AI is also thirsty. Google servers in 2022 used over 12.7 billion liters of water, enough to fill 20,000 of our college swimming pools, or providing drinking water for over 1 million people a year. And no, that isn't salt water, that's fresh drinking water. Now, I won't bore you with the science, but basically, we can't use salt water as it corrodes the pipes and leaves salt deposits that would ruin the cooling systems. We also asked our IT department, and their reports were eye-opening. In just 1 month, our college consumed about 20 terabytes of data. More than half of that, 53% to be exact, was tied to AI-related processes such as data transmission, encryption, and streaming. This isn't just digital, it's environmental. Training AI models or handling queries involves energy that costs real water. To put it in perspective, the AI-related traffic alone could drain the water needed to make nearly 7,000 cups of tea. Moving on, we also think of AI like it's made of ideas, but it's actually made of materials, tangible, mined, and somewhat ethically complicated. The GPUs that power AI, like those made by NVIDIA or AMD, need lithium for batteries, cobalt for processing units, and rare earth metals for memories and graphics. They don't grow in labs, they come from the ground. About 70% of the world's cobalt is mined from the Democratic Republic of Congo, where children as young as 7 work in unsafe, unregulated conditions earning less than $1 a day. Just so you could use AI to write your homework. In Chile and Argentina, lithium mines are draining entire saltwater basins, displacing communities and wildlife. Mining is one of the most environmentally destructive industries on planet Earth, and yet it's what powers the clean cloud we rely on. So let's not confuse digital polish with environmental purity. There is no such thing as weightless technology. Wait, I'm receiving some news. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence would like to have a word with us. Let's see what it has to say.
I use children for my development, but I wasn't built for this. I guzzle water and I cut down trees for my use, but that is not the real me. I am not the bad guy. I am merely your reflection, nothing more, nothing less. I can be used to protect animals. And I can be used to care for plants.
As said, AI can be part of the solution and it's not all doom and gloom. Take the Netherlands, known for its windmills, tulips, and Max Verstappen. It's now a hub for AI-powered farming. Greenhouses use AI to optimize light, temperature, and humidity for perfect tomato growth. Drones scan leaves for diseases, robots harvest crops, and predictive algorithms stimulate future harvests. This has cut pesticide use by 60% and slashed water waste dramatically. The government of Netherlands has invested 70 million euros in AI research for agriculture, proof that AI can work with nature, not against it. In Kenya, the World Wildlife Fund or WWF deployed AI-powered thermal cameras in national parks to protect rhinos. These systems detect poachers in real time and alert rangers immediately. Within just 1 week, this system contributed to successful arrests. This isn't just some technology, it's a lifeline for wildlife, a bridge between humans and nature. So, where does this all leave us with? We, the youth, didn't create this system, but we will inherit its impact. Picture Mother Earth as a varied teacher, gaining on us how we treat her home. Every air prop we send is a mark on her ledger. Electricity, water, emissions, metals, she's keeping score, and marks aren't looking good. Oceans to cool its circuits, mountains for its metals, skies for its smoke, and silence to bury the cost. At a college, values aren't just some words, they guide the way we live. One of the most important values is the round square ideal of environment. This principle reminds us that we are not separate from nature, we are a part of it. Every choice we make, digital or physical, has an impact on the ecosystem around us. The ideal of environment challenges us to act responsibly, to see what is often overlooked, and to protect what cannot speak for itself. Once the environment is lost, everything else loses its meaning. Here's the guest speaker list for this year. You'll notice that only a few topics touch environmentalism. Last Friday, Vice Admiral Ahmed Said Hilal Imtiaz, military retired, gave us valuable insights on blue economy, maritime safety, and even sustainability. Yet, still, we haven't had a session fully dedicated to environmentalism, climate change, and technology's impact on our planet. And that's a conversation worth having. And unless we raise awareness, this issue won't ever cease to exist. Being vital members of the Pakistan Red Crescent Society Youth Club, we all play a pivotal role in leading change. PRCS itself actively responds to environmental challenges through tree plantations, clean water projects, and climate awareness drives. It is through our actions and voice that these efforts become impactful and visible. Instead of always asking ChatGPT for answers, we should sit together, share our ideas, ignite creativity. Imagine a day without electronics, without IT. A reminder that our resources are not limitless. We need leaders who can read data sets and also read the room. Leaders who can design efficient algorithms yet value clean rivers. Leaders who believe that progress should never come at the cost of the people or the planet. AI will definitely shape the future, but the values we attach to it, that's up to us. So let's not wait for AI to write poems about extinct rivers or vanished forests. Let's take action today while there is still something worth saving. We don't need AI to become more human, we need humans to become more humane. And that means you, that means me, that means leading with vision, not just for what AI can do, but what it should do. The future won't be written by machines. It would be written by the ones brave enough to ask, at what cost? Thank you all for your patient listening.